Hello guys, my name's John, I'm the Geeky Fanboy, and welcome back to Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 2. Again, as last time, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it spoiler-free for the first 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're gonna jump straight into the episode, spoilers and everything, but don't worry, I'll give you a warning beforehand. Okay, general thoughts on the episode. I liked it. I think I even preferred it a bit more to last week's episode. Again, there were some, not exactly speaking reunions, but you had some good character moments with certain characters coming together who haven't seen each other in a long time or who actually see each other for the first time. And it had a nice heartwarming feeling to a certain degree. So yeah, there were mostly very good character moments that were just nice to look at, and you've kind of been looking forward to in this season. In general, the episode is very much there for like building the tension, like without giving too much away. The episode sets up a lot of exciting and, well, honestly, a bit of frightening stuff for the next episode. So we have a lot of those character moments that also serve to like build a lot of tension. We can see some characters interacting with each other where you notice, oh, they're gonna have some problems in the upcoming episodes. They're gonna be intense. So I like that you again have this feeling of being a bit on edge, but it's not quite there yet. But you can already feel that there are gonna be some tense and suspenseful scenes coming up in the next couple of episodes. So yeah, I did enjoy the episode, mostly also because some of my favorite characters are getting a lot of focus, and some of my like favorite pairings in Game of Thrones are getting more screen time together because those characters are finally seeing each other again. The episode did have one or two annoying slash cringy moments, or moments where I just thought, no, take it off screen. I don't want to see it. But since I don't want to give spoilers in this first part of the review, I'm just gonna say, yeah, that just some couple moments, character moments where I was like, I don't need to see this, or this feels very awkward right now, or just straight up embarrassing. Or there was also a moment with two characters coming together in admittedly something I expected to happen at some point, but when it happened I was like, this feels so weird and out of place, and no, I don't want to see it. But overall, good episodes. I did smile a lot because there were some scenes there where I just thought, "Oh, this is so nice," or "This is so beautiful." It's like it's a bit like the calm before the storm. Like everyone is kind of getting together, and you notice how tense everyone is, but how they're also still trying to like enjoy those last calm moments together. So yeah, I did like the overall feel of the episode. Like I said, preferred a bit more to last week's episode. I think, even though there were some moments in this where I thought I didn't need to see this. But yeah, now I'm gonna jump into spoilers for this episode. So here's your spoiler warning. If you haven't seen the episode yet, turn the video off now. Okay, so the big thing I of course have to talk about is Jaime coming to Winterfell, and the episode jumps straight into it with his trial and everything. I mean, I was pretty sure that he was going to survive the trial. Like they wouldn't kill off Jaime just like that in a silly trial in Winterfell. And it pretty much played out as I expected it would. Like Daenerys and Sansa would be like, "Oh, you killed members of our families, and we don't trust you." And Tyrion would try to be like, "Oh, he's my brother," but Daenerys wouldn't have it. And then of course, as I had hoped for that from the very beginning, Brienne stands up and vouches for him, and that was so sweet, like so sweet, because that's like my main Game of Thrones couple, like Jaime and Brienne. I love those two together so much, and I'm glad how much we got to see of the two of them back together again in this episode. There were some very, very sweet moments, like starting with this trial, and then later, when that was probably one of the most beautiful moments so far, when they're all talking around the fireplace, and he says, "Well, any knight can make someone else a knight," and then he makes her a knight, and I was like, "This is so beautiful. I've been waiting for this," and it was so sweet how shook Brienne looked, like, but like also charmed in a way, like you could see that she was very thankful for what that he does this for her, and I love that it's Jaime, because of course it has to be Jaime who does it. And I do hope, I know I'm fearing that someone might die in the next episode or something. We're going to talk about that in a second. But, it was so nice to have those two characters back together again. And I'm still hoping that we will get to see more of them together. I'm still hoping for a possible future couple thing. I don't know. It's wishful thinking. And I know this is Game of Thrones. But those scenes were definitely my highlights of this episode. But in general, Jamie is just a wonderful character, and was so glad we had some more focus on him in this episode. Also, him reconnecting with Tyrion was very sweet to see. I just love the chemistry those two brothers have, and you can very well see that Tyrion, he tries to protect his brother, but he also understands why others might doubt him and his brother now as well. So, but I think they solved it nicely. Like, I don't think that there are any remaining doubts, at least with like the head figures, but you could see that some of like the Northerners were not quite happy to see like the Lannisters there. So I'm curious as to see if that might come back to be a problem, but I honestly don't think so. Another cool character moment I liked was you could see the tension between Sansa and Daenerys out in the open, like full on, when they had their scene together. I like how manipulative they both are, or at least one of them. I mean, Sansa definitely is, when they were both trying to like sweet talk one another, and Daenerys holding Sansa's hand, and they're trying to figure out, oh, why are you being so unkind to me and all that, and you could feel the I don't know, a bit of like sarcasm in there, and you could definitely feel the manipulation from Sansa's side. I'm also pretty sure that Daenerys was playing it that way as well, and I just love that moment. And you could see how Daenerys, trying to sweet talk and everything, but as soon as Sansa says something else that she doesn't really like, she like takes her hands away. So I'm curious about their dynamic in the upcoming episodes, because you can see that they do have to work together, but they definitely don't like each other. And Sansa addressed a very good point I was thinking about as well, with like in regards to how the Game of Thrones is going to end, what's going to happen with the North, because my thought would always be that Daenerys might become queen, but the Northerners would definitely not have that. So my thought still is that maybe Daenerys will take the throne, but then she says, okay, we're gonna make the Northern Kingdom like an independent kingdom, and Sansa becomes queen of the North or something like that. So I'm still curious as to see if they make something out of that idea. What surprised me again was how quickly they actually went from Jon being told that he's king to Jon accepting being, or at least acknowledging that this is a thing, and him already telling Daenerys. Like, I did not expect him to tell her at the end of this episode. It came very much as a surprise, because I thought there might be like this struggle with him where he would be like, oh, I can't accept this, or no, this can't be true, or I have to think about that before I tell Danny, or I have to talk to someone about it. But no, they didn't do anything with him in that regard. They didn't do a lot with him in this episode anyway, but I thought it was a bit out of nowhere at the end of the episode that he was like, I am, what was it, Aegon Targaryen or something, and we're related, and I have a claim to the Iron Throne, and Daenerys being told that, and her realizing that he's the heir to the throne. Like, just like that, he told her just like that. I didn't expect that, and I thought there would be more struggle for Jon to accept that, but I'm pretty sure that's going to come back again, because you could see that Daenerys was not taking it very easily, and she will not give up that throne. Of course she won't. I also don't think that Jon wants the Iron Throne. At least not that much. Unless like people are voting again and they give it to him, and then he's like, oh no, I don't want it, but then he takes it anyway. I hope that's not gonna happen. But yeah, it was a bit weird that he was like, yes, I am a Targaryen, and I've been told that, and it's true. But I guess they have to build up the tension, there, and the personal problems in their relationship. I'm curious about how they're gonna like change the dynamics in that relationship, because I know for it's Game of Thrones, and incest and all that is not necessarily a problem regarding relationships, but I wonder if they will make it a thing that this might be a problem, that they're both related now. But yeah, it was weird that he was telling her so quickly and that he accepted it so easily. But yeah, I just hope they do develop this dynamic now, because it can get very antagonistic now with Daenerys having someone who could also claim the throne legitimately. And now, talking about those one or two scenes or moments I thought were awkward, weird, uncomfortable, what ifs. I'm going to talk about the smaller one and then the big one first. The smaller one was, I don't even know his name, even though he's been around for I don't know how long, but the big ginger beard wildling guy who has a thing for Brienne, and it just gets annoying. I'm sorry, but I never liked this to begin with. Sure, the first time when he saw her and he was like, "Oh, I like her, big lady." It was a fun joke, but I don't know. It just gets so embarrassing and a bit cringy now, and I don't know. Like when they all had this very nice, solemn moment in front of the fire, I was like, "Oh, cool! A couple of nice, serious, charming characters are gonna talk," and then the ginger wildling guy comes in. I was like, oh no, go away. And then of course he hit on Brienne again with this really stupid lines, and then he told that story about the giants. I was like, no one cares, dude. And Brienne is not interested in you. Also, I'm curious about how Jaime's taking this, because you could see him like exchanging looks and being like, huh, well, this is a thing. But yeah, honestly, that wildling guy is just annoying me so much. Like he is fun and he's a good fighter and everything, but like this whole shtick with him trying to be like all flirty or whatever that is supposed to be when he's with Brienne, I don't know. It's just it's embarrassing, and I don't need that. Second thing, and it just took me right the hell out while I was watching the episode. Arya and Gendry. Full-on sex, everything. I did not want to see that, especially not out of fucking nowhere. Like, I did expect that they, might have a thing going on as the episodes go on, develop a bit, because, a lot of people have been shipping them already, and you could kind of see that maybe we're trying to build up something. But it just felt so weird and out of place when it happened, because Arya was just like walked up to him and was like, everything's doing this, and how many women have you slept with, and we might die, but before we die, I want to know what it's like to have sex. And then like she full on makes out with him as if she's like all hot and bothered suddenly, and oh, I was like, what? No, take it off screen. I don't want to see this. Take it off screen. I don't need this. It's just, I don't know if it's just me, and I know I do have sometimes a problem with, sex being on screen. Like, I'm not very comfortable with that. But in Game of Thrones, it's usually kind of fine because you're used to it. But this just felt so weird, so out of place, because no build-up. I mean, sure, you could be like, we kind of saw it coming, but, it's just like, she just says, I want to know what it feels like, and bam, and the second episode, and they had, 3 scenes together. Also, this just felt very out of character for Arya. Like, who honestly, who would think that this is something Arya would do or had on her mind or was interested in? And she was like, oh, I actually always wanted to know what it's like to have sex before I die. So this is like the one thing I need to do now before a big battle in which I might die in. Does this feel like Arya to you? That this is something she really needs to explore now or want to do because she might die? It just felt so weird. And I mean, I'm not framing it as something that is, you know, there to be of another purpose. Like, it didn't feel like Arya was doing this to, like, screw him over in not the literal sense, in the metaphorical sense, you know what I mean? Like, I have no idea where that came from, and it felt super weird and uncomfortable when it happened. And I honestly did not want to see that, and I did not need to have Arya in a sex scene where I see her naked and all hot and bother, because that's not Arya, and I don't need to see that from her. And I don't know, it just really bothered me. That was the one thing that really, really bothered me in this episode, because it just felt so out of place, so out of character. And if I ever rewatch this episode, I do not want to see this scene ever again. Okay, so in regards to what this episode is building up to, and, you know, preview for the next episode, I already thought they were going to do battle like in the second episode because they were building up to it, but they're keeping the battle now for the third episode, which I think is good. So I guess we're going to see like a very battlefield episode next week. So like 1 hour battle, which is fine, you know. Game of Thrones does relatively good battle episodes. I guess a couple of people are going to die already next week, or at least one important person is already going to die. Because, you know, not all of those nice, fancy characters can stay alive forever, unfortunately. If my feeling after watching the second episode is that Jorah might be a very good candidate to die in the next episode or something, or at least in the upcoming episodes. Like with the whole sword thing between him and Samwell. It felt very deliberate, and then Sam also said something like, I hope you make it, or something like that. And I was like, great, Sam, that was basically his death thing right there. As if you like need to put a stamp on Jorah's head that says, I'm gonna die, or something. I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. I don't want it to happen, but there is this, I have an inkling that something's gonna happen to Brienne. I don't think that they're going to kill off Jaime, but, you know, they have such a nice relationship, and it's a very sweet thing Brienne and Jaime have, and this being Game of Thrones, it's not gonna stay like that forever. And she's right there on the battlefield, and she's leading the left flank or whatever it was, and Jaime is there with her. So I'm guessing something's gonna happen. It's because you could see Brienne in the preview. So, this is gonna be so sad. Also, because I haven't talked about him yet, Theon, it was nice seeing Theon, and now he's gonna protect Bran. That's gonna be quite interesting. I'm not sure if Theon is gonna make it. It might be that this is like his ultimate redemption, that he dies for the Starks at the end of this battle, and trying to protect Bran or whatever. I guess that might be a thing. I'm also curious if we're actually going to see Yara, his sister. I keep forgetting the names. If we're going to see her, or if she's just going to come back a couple of episodes later and be like, I got the Iron Island, which would be really stupid if they did that. So yeah, battle episode next week. I'm pretty sure it's going to be savage. A couple of people, or at least one important person, is probably gonna die, because this is Game of Thrones, and, you know, we can't have nice things. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the second episode of Season 8 of Game of Thrones. What are your thoughts on it? Do tell me in the comments below. Give a spoiler warning if you give away any big reveals or anything, but otherwise, yeah, write something down below. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this little review. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done it already, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.